I guess we can get started.
Okay.
So,
You're probably gonna need to give a recap because
Definitely.
one person wasn't there,
this is true.
and Ralph never remembers anything.
This is true. Okay. So,
I remember the hatred you have in your heart for me.
Oh my God.
Well, that's really hard to forget because it's on like a daily basis that I remind you.
Oh my God. You guys are gonna be the death of me. Okay, so let me know when to go, Ralph.
Oh, we can go now.
Oh, okay. Well, hello and welcome to episode
13.
13 of Discordant Whispers. In our last adventure, our heroes explored Moonvale, Moonvale Keep, and found out some interesting things about the surrounding area. Learned about a possible magic lab and different things that may have come out of that lab. What?
Cursed lab.
Air quote.
Cursed lab, yes. Krzysztof met a new special friend. Kathixis met a new special friend who is teaching him the ways of shadow.
Bill Furry.
What happened?
Bill Furry.
I hate
Not
all
even
of
thinking
you.
about it.
Yeah, master martial artist Bill Furry. Let it happen. Funny.
Addison continued her research with Brynhild, and
Research, air quotes.
and and Daergram met a couple of people from his old town who told him about this old lore master he used to work with, who went out to this cursed lab to try to see what was going on there, and he hasn't returned for 2 weeks, and that is where we are right now. So, the last thing actually we heard, or rather Ozone saw, was a dream that took him on a journey through the Nightlands to see two very mysterious and starkly different castles, only to drop him right back in Moonvale. And then that's where we ended, and that's where we are right now. So,
Can I ask you a very odd question, because it was something that John and I discussed when I was telling him about last session. So we're talking about how how Ozone was very intimate with one of the dryads. And so what did you say exactly, Ralph? Like getting like something about ultimately fucking a dryad.
Whoa, I wasn't trying to fuck a triad.
He didn't fuck the dryad.
No, I'm saying that. I think it was. I was telling Benny that it sounds like the lady there was trying to get into your pants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you used a very particular phrase, and I remember telling it to John, and he was like, "But that sounds painful because you're gonna get splinter dick."
Oh my god.
And I was like, "But no, dryads themselves aren't technically made of wood. They're organic beings that are tied to a tree, and they look wood-like." But I was like, I don't think they're actually made of wood themselves. Or if they are, it's like super organic, smooth wood that wouldn't splinter on a person.
It's like an artisanal dildo. Wooden
Oh
dildo.
my god, I hate you guys so much.
But no, it's a legitimate question. Like,
What's the
no,
question? Where's the question?
Are dryads made of wood?
No, not necessarily, but when they are coming, the way I imagine it, the way I see it is, as the dryad is entering or exiting its particular tree. Stop it, Benny.
Well, that's because
it's not me. It's not me. I swear.
Yeah. Well, that's because it is like the tree. Like when it merges with its tree, it like becomes it. So
Right,
it makes
exactly.
sense that like when it's in contact with its like tree, that yes, it would become wood because it essentially becomes that. But when it's not like bonded with its like home, it's not wooden.
Right.
Your
Yeah.
home.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that. Like, I mean, because it does actually have. Dryads do actually get the spell bark skin. So, what would be the point of bark skin if its skin was already made of bark?
Okay. Yeah, that was the thing that I wanted to ask because it made me question it because I was like, no, I'm sure that they look like they might be made of wood, like the way like their skin is, because I'm sure it has a lot of characteristics to the particular tree that they're bound to. But I wasn't sure if they themselves actually were. So that was the only thing that I just remembered and wanted to throw out there.
Okay. Yeah.
Figure
No,
out.
that's fine.
Yeah, sorry. Go back to gaming.
So let's actually start with nomenclature. We haven't heard from you in a while. So what are you doing?
Giving us a sick rhyme.
I assumed I was just writing some music off in the woods with Raven.
You're off in
That's so
the
Raven.
woods.
We
In
in
the
the
woods?
the woods that's full of monstrous fae that want to eat everything.
Well, not terribly far. I figured I stayed near like the giant tree.
Well, the giant tree is where we're staying.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be in the woods. You would just be
I'm not,
outside
like,
of the tower.
Yards and yards into the woods.
Yeah, but even being like in
On
like
the ground.
even being in like the woods, like in the like around the perimeter outside of the tower, the observatory, could be dangerous. So like if you're outside of Moonville, just leaning up against the tree itself, that's okay. That's why he was like, you're not, because also it's like evening time.
I'd probably be somewhere up high then.
Okay, so toward the top of the tree then.
Yes.
Oh well, he could
Chilling
be. Yeah,
with
he
Raven.
could be. Yeah, he could be on like the top of the opposite
Is there an
tree.
observatory?
Yeah, but
Yes.
that's where Daergram and Ozone went. So we could say that you went to the opposite tree.
Yeah.
Well, so there are two trees that are wrapped around this place, and two spiral staircases going up the inside of this observatory. When you get to the top, there is kind of like an area to kind of like sit and be somewhat a part of nature, so to speak, because you'll be in the tree. So is that where that's where you wanna go?
Absolutely where Nomenclature has been. He's been sitting there working on some rhymes, chilling
Okay.
with his bird, writing
So-
poetry about nature.
Okay, so good. So now let's go to Cathixis. How about you? Where are you? So
I assumed I was still training or whatnot.
oh, great. Okay, so you're
Gotta have a montage.
Yeah, training montage.
yes, Cathixis gets a training montage. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go to. Okay, so Ozone is sleeping. So Addison.
And the doctor, didn't he like throw up in the dining hall and then go to bed, or is he still drinking?
Yeah, he went to bed. He went
Yeah.
to head out toward bed.
I rolled several Constitution saves.
And he finally failed one.
Yeah.
So now he's drunk and he's going to sleep.
Perfect.
So Addison, you are. It's your go. So you, what was you discovered that you discovered this book in the last section. The what's her name brought it to you. Oh God, why am I forgetting my own characters' names? It's terrible.
Sindra or Hild?
Sindra. Sindra brought you this book last time to show you the book that
Quentin.
Quentin was to show you the book that Quentin was reading. And then you had gone up to see Ganymede.
Yeah.
So what are you up to now after getting all this information?
Okay, so now that I have the book, I go back to the library
Okay.
because the library doesn't close, right?
No.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna go to the library. And is Burnhild still there, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So after speaking to Sindra, getting the book, I go to Brunhild. So, did you find anything noteworthy about what we've been researching?
So Brynhild actually pulls out this sort of, it seems to be like a book of maps of the surrounding area. And
A map.
a map, I know. And she points to this area. She points to this area over, doesn't look like it's too far from Moonvale itself. It's kind of and it looks like it's surrounded by an area of dead forest.
I would recognize that as the laboratory that I looked through the telescope.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So she said I found this. These are maps of the surrounding area. This particular area looked interesting to her. The one with the dead forest, because why would there be a huge swath of dead forest in the middle of such a vibrant ecosystem?
Well, I'm gonna, in hushed tones, fill her in on everything that I learned from Ganymede.
Okay.
Like what Ganymede and Ozone and I found out. And then I'm gonna pull out the book that Sindra gave me. He also hinted that we might be able to find some useful information here about the surrounding area. It appears that that lab might very well be where the Deathless were created, whether in actual essence or folklore. And so that's also what we're going to be using this for. And I, yeah, show her that book and I sit down next to her.
So she looks at the book and she kind of turns it back and forth. And she's like, this book is fairy tales. It tells a story, but it's not what actually happened. At least that's not what we believe happened. But it does seem the position of the lab and what it's telling about the lab in correlation to this map does seem to match up. And such a powerful use of magic would agitate a group of Fae. So, at the very least, it's worth investigating, no?
Well, yes, I do believe that we intend to go there because it appears that one of the doctor's former companions or maybe even family members from his hometown went to go investigate. So that's more or less the reason why I have this book. I'm going to, I suppose, try to glean from it what I can about that area. The kindly gentleman in the observatory, Ganymede, he showed me through the telescope that there are twisted life forms that live there, or I guess exist there would be the more appropriate term. He said that the area itself seems to feed or reverberate energies from life forms, and that the more life that is present on that blasted area, I suppose the more active these twisted beings become, and the more aggressive they are.
Ah, well, maybe you should go find your friends, get some rest, and you can head out after that.
Well,
It sounds like this place is going. It sounds like you'll need it.
well, I would like to get a little bit more reading done, but yes, I will rest soon enough.
So why don't you find your little gnome friend?
She never met me.
In the
Sure she
party.
did.
Oh,
Sure she did.
party. I wasn't with you when.
Well, she's
she was
also
there.
an agent of Mockingbird,
Oh, so she's.
so
aware.
she knows who you are.
She saw you guys walk in together, led by Syndra and
Yeah, like when we entered.
Ovis. She may not know who you are. She doesn't know your name, but she knows you guys are together. She saw you guys walk in together.
She may not know you personally, but I'm pretty sure she's also been informed through Mockingbird.
Yeah, because when you originally met her at the party,
Yeah.
she was like knocked out before I ever came back.
Yeah, like when we got there, she was like schmoozing and having fun, and you were doing your own thing. But yeah, the only reason she would know who you are is seeing us coming together, and then also because she's a member of the aviary.
Mm.
Never mind, sir.
Yeah. So well, he'll find me, and worst come to worst, I can always speak to him in the morning and catch him up on what's going on. He's pretty easygoing and fast and loose with whatever goes down, so I'm sure it's of no consequence to him.
Okay. So, I'm going to let you continue doing what you have to do for the sake of this. We'll consider this a long rest. So, you do whatever research you have to do, and then you're going to rest. Correct?
Does this place have any form of like munitions?
Munitions.
Some place I could go to maybe buy equipment or just stock up. Since
It's a monastery, so not really.
like a fort.
No, it's an observatory, but it's also a monastery. So if they do have weapons, they're all like very simple monk weapons.
I thought
Yeah.
you meant like fireworks.
Two.
Like actual explosives.
Yeah, but all
Say
right.
it again.
I said that would also work if there were like simple things like just quarterstabs and shit.
You can go down a couple of floors to the dojo and see what they have.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm gonna do. As I see the night grows on, I'm gonna do this before I go and sleep.
Okay, so if you go downstairs, there are oh, excuse me. There are two dojos that you see as you go down. The first one from the top down is very brightly lit.
Mm-hmm.
Very brightly lit, and you see Syndra training a couple of her pupils how to strike things from afar using these sort of radiant blasts coming out of her hand. So she's kind of just firing quick successive volleys at this target, and then she's letting her pupils try it.
That's really cool. So yeah, as I walk in, like, alright, I'm cool with this. Keep walking up. Is there a safe way to approach this? Like, I know they're not going to target me, but I just don't...
She's not gonna attack you. She invited you
Well,
into
yeah.
this place as your guest.
I'm just saying, as Nomenclature, I would want to move carefully, so I didn't step into the crossfire, since these are students.
Well, yeah, they're not facing you. So so it's a big circular room. You entered from either side. Let's say it's a circle. You entered from the west, and she is working with her pupils, aiming them toward the north.
Okay.
So you basically just have to kind of come up behind her and get her attention.
Yeah, I take the long way around. Excuse me. Hello.
Oh, hello. How are you? Have you been
I'm-
resting well?
Yeah, it's been really relaxing. It's been nice and peaceful. I was able to write some new stuff. But
Good. I'm glad.
in our last encounter with those creatures, I kind of lost some of my weaponry.
You lost your weaponry?
Yes. Would I be able to buy any like dagger?
Metagaming. You lost your weaponry?
Yeah, I threw 2 daggers and I never went and picked them back.
Oh, okay. Back to game. Well, in my particular discipline, we don't really use weapons so much. We don't really have the need of them per se, but Ovis downstairs uh, is much more the weapon master. He will have. He might have something that he can lend you or give to you. Just if you go right downstairs, you'll find him there.
Thank you very much. What is this whole thing you're doing?
Well, so my particular discipline is the way of the morning light. And what it is we're able to focus our key and channel it as radiant energy and use that radiant energy as extensions of our fists.
All right, that's some shit I could write about. Thank you very much.
I look forward to hearing what you write about us.
He chuckles and begins to walk to Ovis.
Yeah, downstairs, the next dojo down.
Yep.
So when you go downstairs to the next dojo, it's a stark contrast to the one above. Whereas the one above was brightly lit with lots of bright colors around, this one is very difficult to see through. Do you have dark vision?
Yeah, he's a gnome.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if gnomes did. I didn't know off the top of my head. Okay, so you can see through this, but you know that it's very dark. Your sight is reduced to pretty much just shades of gray in this lighting. What you see is a group of students standing around in a circle, and you see Ovis and Cathixis in the center of this circle, sort of sparring with each other, kind of trading blows, and then stopping, and Ovis will sort of readjust Cathixis's form, and then Cathixis will try again, and you see that whole thing happening.
Can I ask a favorite question of Cathixis, Krzysztof?
Yeah.
When he sweats, is it just like regular like
Oh my god.
sweat, or is it like a weird
What was the second part?
like like when you perspire? Is it just like moisture, or is it like a different hued color kind of moisture?
Let me get back to you on that.
Yeah, because
Pretty personal question.
Yeah, because Cathixis is like the character like physically I'm most intrigued by because of the fact that he's like an original race created by Peter. So I'm just curious as to like the cool little. You already switched it up with like the whole tentacle mouth thing. So I'm curious as to like just like you perspiring, like is it like a weird? Oh, what color even is Cathixis?
Oh, purple.
Really?
That's what I assumed. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all the pictures he sent have been purple.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure if he was purple or if he was like a weird like indigo. Because I remember he like used like midnight blue sort of bath bomb, so I wasn't sure which color he was. But yeah, most of the pictures he's been purple with like green accents of other stuff.
Yeah, and the neon green eyes. Yep.
Well,
Neon green goat eyes.
Metagaming. To talk about the Khorad for a second, Khorad have they have a set color that is their sort of rest color, how they are when they're normal, but their emotions are betrayed through the colors that they turn. So similar to an octopus, they can change the color and texture of their skin when they're reacting to things. Yeah, similar to a cuttlefish or certain types of octopus.
Yeah, the cephalopods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking those kinds of things, but I didn't want to get too like nitty gritty. I mean, even though I'm asking about what the color of his fucking sweat is, but just because I have an idea, but I just want to hear more of like Krzysztof's input on his character because I find him the most fascinating just because it is an original race, so I just want to know like more about it. But okay, you can get back, I guess, when you figure that out, Krzysztof.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
But then
So-
also from like the exertion, like what color is like your skin like kind of flashing or vibrating with then? Since
Well, I mean,
changes.
well, I mean, it's not like I'm Well, like you said, it's more towards emotions. So, what kind of emotional state am I currently in as I'm sparring? Not if I'm, exhausted.
It could be like a more like heightened, like more like a heightened aggressive state because like you're fighting.
Yeah,
Or
you
it
could
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
exhaustion.
You could be intense. You could be frustrated if you're learning something new that you haven't learned before.
Yeah.
Or even feeling zen-like and like really feeling into the groove.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just curious as to like, now that I know that you can do that, now I just want to know all the time what cathexis looks like.
Now I'll have to think on it more.
Okay,
Until I attain true Zen through my monk training.
All right.
What color is Zen for cathexis?
Yeah.
Find
The
out.
darkness.
Find out later in this episode or possibly the next one. So nomenclature. This is what you see in front of you. You see cathexis and Ovis sparring, surrounded by a circle of his pupils.
How intense is the sparring?
It's not intense in the sense of like they're like fighting and trying to win. From what it looks like is
They're just practicing.
Ovis is showing him forms,
Yeah.
and Cathexis is attempting them, and then Ovis is correcting his form.
All right.
And then they're trying it out against each other.
I'm gonna shadow them off in the distance until someone notices.
Really? Okay, fine, sure. You're
I'm just on the entrance. I'm like just barely into the entrance, enough so if someone walks in or out, they're not gonna like brush past me. But
okay. One
just
second.
there.
Let me take a look. Well, you have a 17 passive perception.
Yeah, I do.
So you notice Ozone in the corner, somewhat shadowing your movements, maybe not doing them as well as you. Well, actually, no. Let's
Perform.
the dice. Cathexis, roll me a dex check, and nomenclature, do me the same.
Can I do a performance check?
He's performing stealth.
Only I can do that, goddammit.
Yeah, that's fine. Do a performance check. You are a bard.
Yeah, I'm just doing what I see. I'm not like actually perfecting any movement. I'm just copycatting.
Godspeed.
Pantomiming it.
Oh wow, that was actually kind of close.
Okay, so you see, Cathexis, you see, nomenclature doing, oh my god, that picture, a somewhat pale comparison to the forms that you're doing. He's doing them well, but he's definitely getting something a little wrong, and you can definitely see him. Like, you notice that he's doing that. And he's definitely not getting everything right. So what do you do?
Hey, Cathexis,
Yeah.
give me an intelligence saving throw.
What? Oh my god.
You're really doing this to me?
Yeah.
In that case, give me a wisdom saving throw, motherfucker.
Don't know what I'm doing. You
Count
can't.
your spell.
Bitch, please. I play a fucking bard, okay? Intelligence, okay. Actually, oh, never mind. Am I being charmed?
No.
Okay.
You have resistance to psychic damage, not charms.
No, but I have. Oh, yes, you're right.
So you do not succeed. So as I'm doing the fluid motions, you see what looks like You've seen Dragon Ball Z. You
No,
know how...
never heard of it.
Oh, ha. The air around them like moving, and you hear that like electrical
Yeah,
sound
like their
through the air.
aura.
The shoo shoo as they're like charging up. Yeah, that.
What
Yep,
did you just
exactly.
cast?
I cast Minor Illusion, and he failed the DC to see that to see through the illusion. So he just sees me like
With his
gaining
impressive
energy,
key aura.
Yes.
gathering all of the celestial energy around me.
Looking like Son Goku.
So you have all these random like
And-
illusions flying around you as you're doing these forms.
It's not anything major. It's just you can hear that sound,
Like the whooshing sound, and then
the
the
whooshing,
light
and then
show.
the little electrical sounds, and
Oh.
my clothing is kind of blowing in the wind as I'm like doing these motions.
Okay, so the monks may be these monk students. They may be kind of chatting amongst themselves, but they're not very loud. So they're gonna kind of hear all the noises that you're making, and they're gonna turn around and look at you. A couple of them are snickering. One of them just has one eyebrow up. Another one is shaking his head. And Ovis notices that his students are no longer paying attention to him, and he turns around and he sees you mocking his art.
No, I'm not mocking. I'm doing the fluid motions.
How dare you?
And then this is when Ovis stops. This is me. Oh shit! I need to minimize everything. One sec.
How dare you, Nomenclature?
Did they see through the illusion?
Appropriating Shadow Monk culture.
No, even with minor illusion, even if they can see through the illusion, they still see the illusion. They just know it's not. They just know it's an illusion.
Yeah, I'm saying, did they pass? Did they?
Yeah, some passed, some failed.
Okay, so the ones that failed are definitely impressed.
The ones that failed are the ones that are giggling. The ones that passed are the one that has his eyebrow raised, the other one that's shaking his head. Ovis definitely passed, and he's just kind of staring at you with this blank, expressionless face.
Oh, you mean like this?
Wait, he's still sending.
I can't see anything yet.
Oh,
No, that.
there you go.
Feel free stops. Oh, this.
Yeah,
it still
that's
is.
the exact face. So he has that face on, and he's
Oh.
looking at you.
So
So you have all these monks just kind of staring at you and conversing and whispering amongst themselves. Some of them are pointing. What do you do?
Now that I've noticed that I've got all the attention, it is my time to shine. I aggressively step into horse stance as
I hex him.
Horse stance?
Yeah, have you ever done like
It's a kung fu term.
Taekwondo or Kung Fu or
Is your character trained in the ways of kung fu?
No, but I know how to stand squat with my arms by my side.
Well, this
Okay.
yeah, this is also John explaining the stance because it's a very like simple. It's a basic like martial arts stance where it's basically
Yes, but would Nomenclature the gnome know it?
well
Back to Dragon.
Okay.
Well, but the thing is that it's like a basic kind of like fighting thing, and he has spent a lot of time around
Okay.
Addison.
That's
Fair
true.
enough.
And I've
Fair
watched many
Yeah,
fights.
and there's
Because I've
probably
been
been
the-
chances that he's seen Addison fight martial artists as well.
Fair enough. Okay, very good. So you get into the horse stance.
Horse
It's-
stance.
Not whole dance. It's well, yeah. Back to Dragon Ball Z when they're charging up and going Super Saiyan. That you know how they're like squat like that.
Is that
Yeah.
the one with Aang?
Yes, that's the one. With,
So you get into this stance, and then what? What's happening?
like aggressively step into it. You hear the like "Tsing" sound, and the wind stops blowing. The minor illusion dispels. The wind stops blowing, and I'm back to normal. And I look up, and I say, "Nomenclature is my name. Dope shit's my game. I heard you have some weapons. Is there any way I could buy a dagger or two? I lost them in my last encounter.
If you need a dagger, just go over there to one of the racks and take one.
Do you want anything in exchange for said dagger?
I am a monk. I am not a merchant.
Yeah, but these weapons have to come from somewhere, and I don't want to take something that I can't replace.
Sindra has made it plainly clear that you guys are honored guests here. Honored guests have free reign of this monastery. If you would wish to use one of my weapons, I will gladly offer it to you if you will leave my dojo.
Can I do a quick perception check to see what is on Nomenclature's person?
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Oh god. A 26. All right. So you see me standing there in my clothing with a little knit cap on, with a raven sitting atop my knit cap. I've got my backpack on my back with a rapier on my left side and 2 holsters on my right side with nothing in them, and a flute on my hip, a pan flute.
Right next to his dick print.
Yep, right next to my dick print. And I've got a water skin strapped to the side of my bag with a bedroll atop it, and then a wide pack of what seems to be birdseed in the left pocket. Well, yeah, though technically the right pocket on the bag, but to my left.
Okay.
Yeah, you see that?
And that's on the outside. Okay.
Yes, that's everything you could see on the outside.
Okay. We'll take your hat.
What?
I do believe I was not asking you. If you want my hat, if you have a cooler hat for me, I'll think about trading it. I come to like this hat. And walk over towards the wall of weapons, and I would like to see what I see.
Whoa.
What was that?
Was that
an odd noise?
Was that your loot sound?
No, that was the exclamation point appearing above my head when I found an item I was interested in.
Okay.
So, on this rack, you see many well-made daggers. All these daggers seem to be well-made. Some of them carry various designs on them. I'm sorry?
No one said anything.
Oh, okay. Some of them carry various designs on them. One of them has a waving blade and seems to be coming out of a waving blade that seems to be coming out of a dragon's mouth. Another one seems simpler and is more of a straight blade with a pommel hilt and black leather wrapped, with a silver hilt and black leather wrapped around the pommel. And then there's another one that seems to look like it's fashioned in the style of a bird feather.
I definitely take a feather one and put that in my boot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I take the other 2 and put them in the 2 holsters that I had on the...
Damn. Okay, sure.
I turn to Ovis, was it?
Mm-hmm.
I say that.
While he's actually not paying attention, I go in and pull out the whatchamacallit mask. The mask that I had, and I put it on.
Well, Ovis is not paying attention?
No, while Nomenclature isn't.
Oh, while he's looking at the weapons and stuff?
Yeah.
And you just put the mask on?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Or me.
The Plague Doctor mask.
So, Nomenclature, you turn around and you said what?
Now I see Cathixis with a Plague Doctor mask on. I look at Ovis and say, Ovis, was it?
Yes.
I appreciate this. thank you very much. And I walk out of his dojo. Dojo?
Dojo.
Thank you. Now we can get back to. Oh my God. Take off that mask, please, if you wish to continue.
I take it off with my tentacles.
Charming.
And then bring up my bag and just put it in with the tentacles.
Charming again. So now you guys get back to training. So you guys get back to training. Nomenclature, where are you going?
I pull out my pan flute and I'm doing a little ditty as I look around for either Ozone or Addison.
Okay, so well, I will say this: in your going down to past the two dojos, you would have passed the dormitories. So just give me a retroactive perception check to see if maybe you recognized him as you were walking downstairs.
You said perception?
Yeah.
Yeah.
19. No, 19.
Okay, so you know he's in the dormitory sleeping upstairs in one of the cots. That's where you saw him.
Ozone.
Do I know where Addison is?
You have no idea where Addison is presently. You know Ozone and as well as Daergram, because he was up there too, are both in the dormitories.
Yeah. Well, when we got there, I said I wanted to go to the library to research.
So yeah, so then you do know where Addison is. She's in the library. You know where Addison is there in the library.
All right. Well, since I saw Ozone sleeping, I figure I'll let him sleep.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna head on over.
Give a coup de grace.
What happened?
You can give him a coup de grace. You have these daggers.
Take all 3 daggers, one in each hand, and then one in my mouth, and just stab.
So okay, so you go downstairs to the library, and when you come into the library, from your vantage point, you can see the library at this particular hour seems to have mostly emptied out. There are only 2 people left here, and you can see the backs of their heads. You see the back of a short, stout person with a bald head, and you see the back of a head that's very familiar to you, that you know as Addison.
All right. Well,
And the 2 of them seem to be conspiring over a group of books and maps.
all right. I'm going to sneak up on them, and I fail.
So Addison, give me what's your passive perception?
Yeah.
It's like 17 or 16.
Yeah,
What's
so you know exactly what you know. He's behind you. You know someone's behind you, attempting to sneak up on you.
Going and knocking books over.
Yeah, I know who it is. He does this a lot. And I just let him think that he's sneaking up on me.
Okay, so at that, you also notice, as you're noticing that someone is creeping up on you, you also notice every muscle in Brynhild's body tense, almost like she's ready to spring. And
Yeah.
she looks behind her.
Yeah, I put my hand on her shoulder and I whisper, "It's fine."
When she looks over and sees me, I'm like a deer in headlights, and I just put my hands up and go, all right, I fucked up this time. Anyway, Addie, what's up?
Where have you been?
About, look at this cool shit. And I pull out my daggers.
Lovely.
Yeah, and then I put them away and pull out one from my boot and go, this one's the coolest. I got it for Raven, but she can't use it. And I put it back in my boot.
I'm sure you'll do it, Justin. You'll do it justice for her.
It's
Damn, he went
like
there.
just in a word, like an adjective.
Yeah.
Oh, you did it, Justin.
Have you ever met Justin?
No, I haven't. It's just funny the way you guys talk about him. Go on.
Well,
Come. I say to Nomenclature. Like, I wave him over.
I do that half jog when, like, you know the light has turned green, but you're in the middle of the crosswalk and you make eye contact with the driver and you're just like, neither of us want to be here. I guess no one can.
Sure.
Wait, what?
He fake jogs over.
Okay.
Like, puts up his arms like he's jogging, but he's not going any faster than he is walking.
A little bit, but nothing like an actual.
It looks like more effort.
Yeah, it looks
Okay.
like an effort, but
Yeah.
I'm just going.
And then I fill Nomenclature in on everything. Do you know
Okay.
everything?
Well, he doesn't know everything because he wasn't here the past 2 sessions. So Addison, by all means.
Well, the
I thought I
past
just
session.
missed one.
Yeah, you just missed 1 session. So I call him over. Well, while you've been dilly-dallying, oh, by the way, Brunhild, this is Nomenclature Brunhild.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, lad.
She's an emissary of, Mockingbird.
I assumed.
Well, a lot has happened. We've been looking over some books, trying to find some information, trying to figure out where to go next after this. It turns out that Daergram found some old friends of his that I guess were able to escape some sort of cataclysm that befell them. There's, I guess, an old colleague of the doctor's that went off on his own to this apparently cursed lab. I show him the map.
Off on his own to a cursed lab. I feel like that wasn't a good idea, and I feel like we're gonna have to do something about that.
You thought correctly. But it doesn't seem like it's all that terrible of an idea for him to have gone by himself. The area around the lab appears to be some sort of blasted wasteland where everything is sort of twisted. And it seems to react very adversely to, I suppose, life energy. And the land itself becomes a little bit more active and volatile. So him going on his own would probably elicit the bare minimum reaction of it. But as I've heard, he is older, even for a dwarf.
Maybe there's, less life energy? Because old? I don't know.
Singular and old, yes. But
Okay.
But there may also be leads there as to what further leads as to why we're here. So I'm just doing a little bit of research.
It's cool. I like it here because it's nice and woody and pretty and in nature, but yet still kind of civilized. But how long will you be staying here?
Well, we just got here.
Yeah. That's why I want to know what the game plan is.
Well, I'm doing a little bit of research. Ozone is up to speed, but I'll let Cathixis and the doctor know in the morning, and I suppose we can formulate some sort of plan.
Oh, so Daergram doesn't know?
Daergram knows that his friend went out, but he doesn't know more information than that. Ozone and I were able to get information from the keeper of the observatory.
Yeah.
So he apparently had too much to drink. Apparently it was a very somber reunion with his kinsman. So maybe when he gets a little bit of food in him in the morning and sobers up a little bit, we can discuss what our plan of action will be.
Okay.
And the planet is called Dirt, just so you know.
Yeah, the planet that we live in is called Dirt.
I hate all of you.
But it's pronounced a.k.a.
Yeah. It's spelled Dirt, but pronounced... What was it again?
a.k.a.
Akewentul?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. So, what are you guys doing?
Sleeping.
Was that Tua or Two Wool?
Spell it out for you.
Type it out phonetically. Yeah, type it out phonetically so that way we know how it's pronounced, though spelled dirt.
Yeah, don't write dirt and say that's it, because...
Mess. So you guys, you're going to bed now, or is that what's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna copy it down and write that.
So what are you guys doing now? Is that it? You're heading to bed?
I'm gonna eat, because I've just been chilling, and I haven't really eaten.
Okay,
And...
so the great hall, mess hall / food places, all the way down in the ground floor, and then the dormitories are all the way up where you saw Ozone and Daergram.
Oh, but that's far.
What happened?
I said that that was far.
It's only 7 floors tall. The building is 7 floors.
Oh, okay.
Including the observatory. So
Eggs.
Yeah.
So you're currently on the 4. You're currently on the 3rd floor. So it's only 2 down.
Yeah, but then 7 back up.
Ay, pobrecito.
Ay, qué pena, coño.
Those are 7 Moonvale floors. It's a bit longer than normal.
And he's a gnome.
Well, it's up to you. There will always be breakfast before you leave.
Yeah, but I know that I was up there in creator mode, making music and writing poems, so I'm definitely hungry.
Okay, so then you go down and eat. And Cathixis, is there anything before sleep that you want to do, explore? Let me know what you want to do.
As I leave to go eat, I turn to Addison and say, "Hey, I'm grabbing some grub. Want to join?"
No, I'm fine. I'm just gonna finish up here and then go to bed.
Cool. Can you see if they have any, like, Keats? Humes?
Any what?
Don't worry, it was a poetry joke.
Yeah, go
Libraries.
go eat your food and shut up, please.
I leave. Go eat.
Oh, Keats. Oh, as in the poet. I get it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I gave him just a bewildered, dirty look.
I get it. I don't know why it took me so long. I'm a little disappointed in myself. So Cathixis, what are you doing? Is there anything you'd like to do before hitting the hay? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of wander around, explore a little bit, cool down, cool off.
Is there anywhere particular you'd want to go?
Let's say, yeah, we're basically up in the trees, right?
Mm-hmm. You're in, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, gonna go towards the bottom then. Like, towards the actual, like, ground level. Just walk around a bit there.
Okay, so the ground level is the mess hall, which is where Nomenclature went.
Okay.
So if you go down to the ground level, you'll see a sort of grand hall with lots of like long wooden tables with benches around them. You'll see on one end there is a sort of kitchen where food is made. There are a few people sitting around and eating. There is a trio of extremely shit-faced dwarves off to one side, and Nomenclature is also there. Getting some food.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose in that case I'll just grab a bite to eat as well.
I am simultaneously shoving food in my face and writing at the same time.
Wonderful. So you're okay. So you're going to. Is there anyone in particular you're going to sit with, Cathixis?
No, just gonna sit on my own.
You're going to sit on your own and eat. This is perfect. Wonderful role playing. Awesome conversation.
Bathroom.
So once you guys finish up eating, you're gonna go. You're gonna do what?
I finished writing the tale of Sweetie Tim's, the forest gnome monk that bewilders all with his powerful might, and then I go upstairs to go to sleep.
Okay. And Cathixis.
I'm just gonna go. Yeah, go back to wherever the hell it is I'm supposed to be sleeping and go to sleep in that case.
All right, it would be the top floor. So you go. Well, the next to top floor. So
In that case, I'm gonna take a shortcut and just walk straight up the tree, straight up the wall.
You can definitely do that. So you're gonna walk straight up the inside of
Yes.
Moonville. You will definitely get some. You will definitely get some odd looks. Not too many though, because these are monks after all. But you will definitely get some odd looks. On your way up, couple of giggling monk girls. Other than that, everyone's kind of just going about their business. It's fairly empty at this hour. Most of the people are sleeping. So you're going to go to the dormitories.
Okay. Yep.
In the dormitories, like you see that there are many monks who are sleeping in cots. You notice your friends off in one corner, kind of each sleeping in their own cots as well, and there are empty cots as well there, and you can choose any of the empty cots.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just pick whichever one. Just go there.
Okay, cool. So long rest.
If we
And,
just finished a long rest, it just happens to incline with about an hour of recording time.
Great.
Give me 1 sec and we'll come back to, episode 14.